Hello, I wanted to show you basic functions on a Ti-84. They're really not in any specific order, but hopefully you'll find a few of these things useful. Of course, you have the on button, which usually people don't have too much trouble with. Sometimes you'll have this start screen here, and we can click don't show again. Here's the clear button, which can clear our screen. You can always just type some numbers on here. They'll help us adjust the tint of our screen, and some of the calculators have this automatically set if there's a backlight, but if you look here, there's kind of a full moon, and on the top part it's dark, and on the bottom part it's lighter. Well, that's in blue, and we have to use this second feature to activate the tint. So what I could do is, if I push the second feature and then hold the up arrow, you see the screen goes dark. If I push the second and hold the down arrow, the screen goes completely light. And so if you have some numbers on the screen, that can kind of help you find a happy medium there. Once you have your tint adjusted, then you can clear your screen. Okay. Another thing you might want to be able to do is make sure your calculator doesn't have any random stuff stored in it, especially if you check this out from a library or borrowed it from a friend, and you see this memory button down here. It's above the plus key. So again, it's in blue, so to activate that I have to hit second and then the plus key. And I get a whole list of different things in there, and what I want to do is I want to reset. Now I could push the down arrow a whole bunch of times to get to the number 7, or I can just push 7. And so I'm going to reset all the RAM, and I'm going to use the down arrow and reset. Okay, and then it says that it's been cleared. Okay, I like to go back into memory again and just go to reset and also do defaults. This might be a little bit of an overkill here, but I reset the entire calculator to default. Okay, this is the latest firmware of the Ti-84 software. You can check your calculator to see if you have that. I'm going to hit clear. If I hit the alpha key and then the y equals key, if I see this fraction template here, that means that I have the latest software on the calculator. Okay. Another important button that you'll get familiar with is quit. That's kind of like to exit a screen. So I'm going to hit second and quit, and that helped me exit that screen. Okay. A few other things. If you needed to do a fraction problem, this is our fraction template under alpha y equals, and just say it to yourself every time you push it, alpha y equals. If you look, the top one here is numerator denominator. That'll help us enter a fraction. This one is unit numerator denominator, so we could enter a mixed number. And then this third one says, hey, take this numerator denominator, a fraction, and convert it to a mixed number. And then we have fraction to decimal, so it can help us enter different forms of a number. So I'm going to show you how to enter a fraction. Since number 1's already highlighted, I'm going to hit the enter key, and then it gives us this little fraction template here. So I could put in some strange fraction like 7. I'm going to hit the down arrow to get to the bottom of the fraction, the denominator, and I'm going to put 7/13. I'm going to use the right arrow. I'm going to go into my alpha y equals. I'm going to go down and show you what the unit numerator denominator looks like. I forgot I need to push some kind of operation in between there, like maybe plus, okay. Unit numerator denominator. I can even enter in things like negative numbers here. I'll do -8, and we'll do 1/3. And what I get here is this improper fraction here. That's the answer to this math problem. Now if I wanted that in mixed number form, what I could do is I could hit alpha y equals. I could push the down arrow or hit number 3 and then hit enter, enter. There's that in a mixed number. Just play around with it a little bit. Let's see what happens if I hit enter again. It went back to the other form. What if I wanted it as a decimal? Well, I could hit alpha y equals, go down to fraction to decimal, hit enter, enter, and now I have the decimal form. Let's see what happens if I hit enter. It went back to the mixed or improper fraction. Okay, so there's some helpful things on the calculator. Remember clear. We have quit when we need to exit out of something. All right. Another thing you might not know where just a basic function here would be if you need to raise something to a power. We have a special button for squared right here, so if we needed to do 5 squared, we get 25. But if we needed to raise 5 to the 3rd power, we don't want to do 5 times 5 times 5. I mean, that would work. Okay, we can do 5 raised to the 3rd power. Raised to right here. Okay. Another just quick thing to wrap up this video, and then we'll do a different video about graphing and a different video about matrices. But this is your negative key down here below the 3. You have to use that as your negative sign. If you wanted to do 6 times negative 4, you see we get negative 24. But if you do 6 times and you use the minus key instead of the negative key, you can see it's slightly different. Okay, it's going to give us an error. Now when you get an error, you have the option of quitting or going to that error. I'm going to hit go to, and it takes me and it's highlighted that minus sign, and I'm going to change it to negative, and then hit enter, and it works. Okay, so hopefully that's a few basic functions for you to use on your calculator. You can always just YouTube how to do blank on a Ti-84 graphing calculator, and that will lead you to many tutorials that can help you. So, all right, thanks for watching.